Hey Fandom, me Aaron for a comic show. I got a big stack of comics, a whole lot of Marvel stuff. A whole lot of Marvel now that I've really enjoyed. DC has a couple things, and there's, my favorite image. I'm wearing this gold image shirt I got today. I already had the silver one, but why not go for the gold too? Not booster gold, image. And let's get started. Batman Eternal is the biggest book of the week, in my opinion. It's written by showrunner Scott Snyder and friends. Great art, and I freaking loved it. I mean, the first page had this, the end, it's the future, it's the end of this story, perhaps. Bruce Wayne tied to a broken bat signal with a bat symbol cut into his chest, kind of reminiscent of the Smallville Superman on the Scarecrow type of thing with the spray paint super whatever, I don't know, but this was fun. It immediately flashes to now with Jason Bard. And if you don't know Jason Bard, he's this character that has had this crazy history. He was first appeared in 1969 in Detective Comics. And he's been a detective, he's been a police officer. He's been engaged to Barbara freaking Gordon. Like, he was engaged to her, and she broke off the engagement after he didn't protect her with the whole Killing Joke thing. And now Commissioner Gordon's hired him to be a lieutenant, and he's there to do some cool stuff. And you guys might already know what's going on with Commissioner Gordon because DC decided to run a 2-page Ambush Bug Channel 52 spoiler at the end of every book last week even. So there's some big incident with Commissioner Gordon. Well, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, inciting incident. Every weekly book needs a big inciting incident, and I like that this is going to be a crazy cool detective story. We have this new character who's an old character there. We have a lot of supporting cast. We're going to have spoiler in it. If you read Batman 28, you saw that flash forward with a Bluebird and spoiler, and it's a lot of fun. I'm on board. I'm ready for it. Great writing, great art, great hooks. Check it out. If you're a Batman fan, get Batman Eternal. Superman, Wonder Woman, you guys know I've loved this book the whole time. It's Charles Soule. This is their prelude to Superman Doom, the Doomsday story. Superman looks terrible on the cover, just terrible. He looks like worse than the Flashpoint Superman. He's all gangly with no nose and no lips and no eyelids, and it's just gross. He's just straight up gross. I mean, I guess he has a healing factor now, but it was a fun story. I love the relationship in here, and I was not on board before Charles Soule started touching it with his magic pen. Give it a shot. I'll even give Doomsday a shot with that. I've always hated Doomsday, but go ahead and get that. Over here at Marvel, we got a few big fatty books. We got a few new number ones. We got some number twos I'm still going to mention because I love them so much. Starting the book that kind of I liked the most, just right out the bat, was Iron Fist, The Living Weapon by Kaare Andrew. I remember him from covers of Incredible Hulk back in the day. Really great covers with the Snap Crackle Pop and the Where the Wild Things Are, all that cool stuff. But this book was really good. It's kind of Jeff Johns-ish in that it's not a retcon. He's just asking questions that weren't asked before and answering those questions, being additive to the mythos. And I really enjoyed it. I like the structure. I love the art. I love the pacing, the storytelling, the action, just what this guy's doing, writing and drawing it is just phenomenal. This is a book that really feels really authentic. Like it could have come out by Image with this guy doing some other character, but I love that he chose to do this book. I'm excited about it. I give it a shot. If you were on the fence at all about trying a new Iron Fist book, get it. I love the Brubaker one back not too long ago, but this first issue really super impressed me, so give it a shot. Moving on to other first issues that were pretty good. All new Doop, number one. This is a miniseries. It's Doop. He lives in the margins. You've seen him in X-Statix. You've seen him in Wolverine the X-Men with Jason Aaron. This is more picking up where Jason Aaron had characterized him, but it is written by his creator, Peter Milligan. LaFuente is on art, which is pretty awesome. A great matchup there. And in the margins, you see Doop in different X-Men stories that we've read where Doop is flying in the gutters. He's tangent to the story. He's in the story, but he doesn't let the story see him, and he can manipulate the story, and we'll see what his story is. He has a little bit of stuff with Kitty that was awesome, and moving on to this, Deadpool 27, The Wedding of Deadpool, the Guinness Book World Record holder for the most important issue 27 in the history of comics. Obviously, there's been no other more important issue 27 in the history of comics, but it was fun. If you're a Deadpool fan in any way, shape, or form, if you've liked any run on Deadpool ever, you will like this. Every I don't know this for sure, but it looks like every single writer that's ever written Deadpool is on here, or at least anyone that has had a run on Deadpool. So you got Daniel Way back, you got Gail Simone back, you got Frank Thierry, you got everybody here, and I don't know. Apparently Deadpool is like all big love polygamous. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil who he marries, who doesn't marry, what goes on. There's multiple things, lots of plate spinning for Deadpool, and a lot of humor. It's really fun. So pick that up if you're a Deadpool fan. Moving on, this fat issue of All New X-Men 25, the greatest artists roster ever assembled. There's a lot of good stuff in here. There's Alex Ross. There's a lot of indie people in here. There's just a lot of good stuff, and there's a lot of foreshadowing. It's Hank McCoy, and he's talking to someone. I'm not going to say who he's talking to. It's in the shadows, but yes, it's revealed at the end, so, keep reading. And about how much he screwed up the timeline, how much he screwed things up, what a mess he's made of the X-Men universe and maybe the entire Marvel universe. And it goes through all these possible narratives of future stuff with hand-picked artists that were perfect to tell this possible future or this possible future. And who he's talking to is super important, and I'm not going to spoil that. So moving on, this fat issue of Daredevil, because, we just had one, so now we need 1.50, because I don't know why. Oh, 50th anniversary of Daredevil. Pretty cool. And it's Wade and Bendis, and it's actually a quite fun issue for any Daredevil fan, whether you've been reading the run, whether whatever's going on with you and Daredevil. If you like Daredevil, you could pick this up. It's not part of any run, but it touches on every run. And it was a lot of fun, having said that. You could pass, you could not pick it up, but if you are a hardcore Daredevil fan, get it. If you just liked issue 1 and tried that, this is not issue 2. So unless you're a longtime Daredevil fan, don't get it. So that's about it. It's great, though. All new Ghost Rider. This was fun. Ghost Rider's featured in Low Rider magazine this month. Pretty cool, That's awesome, right? Anyway, I love this guy's art. Tradmore, you guys know I love Tradmore, and his art is freaking perfect for this. Just the speed lines, the violence, the flames, the chains, the blood, the eyeballs. He's perfect for this book. It's fun. Give it a shot. And finally for Marvel, which, no, crap, I still got more. Jesus. All New Ultimates. I liked it. This guy, I would be someone that would be, I've never heard of this guy, but no, I'm plugged in. This, probably can't pronounce his last name right. It's Michael Fiffe, maybe? Fiffe? I was introduced to him by the guy at Bergen Street, Thomas, Bergen Street Comics, who have said they're not carrying on the racks any mainstream comic books, no Marvel or DC. I'd be willing to bet money they're carrying this, because this is their boy, man. Michael Fiffe did this book called Copra, which is kind of like a Suicide Squad-ish Doom Patrol type of indie creator-owned thing that's just a lot of fun. It's crazy. So, and you can order it from Bergen Street Comics. Somehow Bendis saw that and wanted to groom him for All New Ultimates. And this book was wacky. It was weird. This is exactly what the Ultimates should be. It should be taking people that are doing crazy, new, fun stuff in comics, self-publishing, doing some awesome stuff, and saying, hey, do you want to work with these alternate versions of Marvel characters in this alternate Marvel universe and just do your thing with it? Just have fun. Do things that wouldn't be done or couldn't be done in the mainstream Marvel universe. So I enjoyed the heck out of that book. I'm glad that the Ultimates got a freshness to it that it had at the start, obviously. And you guys know I like Aless Cott, and Secret Avengers 2 is out. I actually read this on Aless Cott's laptop when he was here a month ago, but it is so good. It is funny. It's action humor, kind of like Hawkeye. And some people were saying, it's ripping off Hawkeye. They have the censor bars with the Spider-Woman face and Hawkeye face, and Hawkeye just sounds like he's doing the same Hawkeye from that book with Fraction. But come on, this is shared universe. This is this version of Hawkeye. He has this version of Hawkeye in this book. The tone of this book is a action comedy, and can't Marvel have 2 or 3 action comedies? I mean, DC has very few, maybe Harley. Why can't it? Why can't it have that? It's really good. It's really fun, and I laughed out loud a couple times. And the end with MODOK, it was just hilarious. It was seriously a very funny ending. And finally for Marvel, Nightcrawler #1. I was not intending to like this book at all is Chris Claremont, who I know all reverence to Chris Claremont and his Hellfire Club and his New York Knights, but and all the characters he created, and his long run on X-Men that's well respected. I just have not liked his stuff. It hasn't been fresh. It hasn't been fun for me for a long, long, long time. I'm talking Extreme X-Men. I'm talking all that stuff. But Nightcrawler was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. They picked a great artist, Todd Knock, on it. It had a lot of energy. He's not moping around talking about Catholicism. He's not wearing some priest stuff. And he has all the bamfs. And the first-person narrative was cool. Like, I don't like Claremont's style when it has, like, the thought bubbles and the omniscient narrator and all that expository dialogue where the dialogue could be interchangeable between characters and just all that stuff. Give him a single character, have the first-person narrative. It was enjoyable, but I do like Nightcrawler a lot. So, give it a shot if you're thinking about it, because at least the first issue, I enjoyed it. I'll read the second issue. Kick-Ass, this is the second to last issue. One more issue left, and so much stuff happens. I'm excited about the big finish. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, and it's literally finishing. Mark Millar saying, this is it. This is it for Kick-Ass. One more issue, and he's done with his whole Kick-Ass story. Finally, I can talk about the Image books I like. Here it is, Shudder #1. This is the underdog book of the day. This is Joe Keaton, who used to be just the sales marketing guy for Image. He just was the guy that I talked to, the sales guy. I called him up, and he gave me advice on things. He hooked me up with stuff. He hooked me up with promo stuff for signings. Sometimes he put together signings for me. He's a great guy. Then he moved to Portland and became a writer. He had a few cool things from Image, and then he started doing so much work for hire stuff for DC and Marvel that just kind of, when are you going to do something that I really, really, really want to get into and say, this is Joe Keaton, this is his tone, this is his voice, this is who he is, and this is Shudder. It's sort of like Johnny Quest, Alison Dare, Leave It to Chance. It's the young girl adventurer with her father, but it goes forward like 20 years in the first few pages to where she's 27 in a big city. And as far as Shudder, I don't know. We didn't get much into the picture-taking craziness. I thought it might be kind of like Marvel's, the Alex Ross thing, but for, a wacky, futuristic world with a bunch of crazy stuff. But so far, the first issue was very compelling. The character was really cool. I am excited for more. I think it could be the next thing for Image. Joe Keaton really delivered on it. And East of West, I love it when Image does this. I love this. When they have the volume and the first issue past the volume the same day, that's my bag. That's my jam. So East of West, I know a lot of people are reading it in volumes. The first volume was only $10, and yes, it reads really good in a volume. You can read it at your own pace, and some of the stuff where it jumps around between characters for different issues, you get what you want. If you didn't like an issue because they didn't cover the stuff that they left off on the cliffhanger of the previous issue, well, guess what? The issue after that are in the collection, ready to go. If you think you can handle this issue, this is out, and really fun book. If you have not tried it, there is the volume 1 for $10, and on the week of Free Comic Book Day, we will have $1 first issues. They're doing $1 first issues of East to West, and the first issue is really good. And finally, Walking Dead All Out War. This is the penultimate issue of it. It's number 11 of 12, and this is the stuff. This is everything comes to a head, and I can't say anything about it. It's the penultimate issue. This is the climax. This is the climax. So get it, and don't flip through it first. Just read it in real time, turn the pages. Don't flip to the end. Don't do that to yourself. Read it, enjoy it. It's awesome. And that's the comics for today. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. And if you're a local, come here to the Geek Easy. It's more than just comics. We have trivia on Tuesday where you could win your bar tab. We have improv on Thursday. Friday is nerdy karaoke, which is just a blast. And Saturday we have a thing called Tronic, and Mark with a C is going to perform at it. So come down here and have some fun. Sunday is Game of Thrones. It's free. Show up, watch Game of Thrones with all your people, and we have it, their beer, both on draft and bottles, so there's no reason not to come. It's better than watching it at home. Thanks, bye-bye.